would tell ladies that, you see, this is an opportunity for us to do value addition on fruits, because we are located in a place where we can reach out to fruits and any season, any time, because we are saturated with several markets. We have Nakawa, Banda, Chireka, we can reach Kalerwe, we can go to Nakasero, and these fruits are out there all year round. My name is Nakayinga Regina, proprietor and MD of Rena Beverage Solutions.
We are involved in doing very many things. We do briquette making, we do paper recycling, we train people on how to make candles, liquid soap, and we've also started mushroom growing during COVID times.
So business was moving on well before the lockdown. Then here comes coronavirus. There was a total lockdown. First of all, it affected our sales. We were not making any sales during the lockdown. We had to lay off some staff because we're not able to pay them. We had to lay them off. But also moving, because we had to deliver some of the pads, there was a time when there were no movements completely. So even then, it affected us, during that lockdown time. So the sales really went low.
COVID-19 affected my business strongly. It is still affecting it up to date, because I had to even cancel some other items that I was baking, because we used to supply schools with the snacks. As we speak now, the schools are down, so we have closed that chapter. Then also, since we are trying to avoid gathering, still due to COVID, the weddings of late, weddings are small, so customers are few. If we used to bake a huge cake like for a wedding, but of late we are baking a very tiny cake for few people. That means our income is affected.
We had a lot of challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, the raw materials became very scarce. As I said earlier, some of our materials are got from Kampala. During the lockdown, as we all know, it was hard for people to move up and down. It became so very hard. And the few that were available in Arua were expensive. So I can say the prices in the raw materials went high. At the same time, they became very scarce.
Especially when the lockdown was declared, whereby we could not get imports from Kampala, and then also some of our customers were from Kampala. It was difficult for us to connect with them, because we would just send the products we would put them in the taxi, and someone picks them from the taxi. So we were cut off from our customers. And then also the biggest customer in Hoima were the schools. The schools were closed down, and we could not provide. We didn't have customers as students and pupils. And then also the local customers. It was difficult. People were crying of not having money, because food was a priority compared now to our products. So we totally went down. We were not producing. It was difficult to get inputs. So we've closed for a moment.
Yeah, that materials can become a stock out here in Arua town. Traveling to Kampala became a problem, because completely the transport was locked down. That way we missed a number of businesses, because the people were training, they could not access the materials, and also us will not also make products for selling. That is one way it affected us, our business. Then the other way was, first of all, there was now that SOP of no socialization. So the people will also bring on board to train. We had to miss them, because now we needed to avoid the spread of the virus. So these people were completely locked away from us, and we too were also locked away, and the businesses also were locked down. In addition, our business, the incomes we generated became low. You remember now, everyone was home and most activities were banned. So meaning we will not trade.
Business eno twagiggalawo ne tubeera nga tetukyasobolera ddala kukola. Ne bali batuguddewo bwe twali tukola wesanga nti ogenda mu kibuga okusuubula ebintu transport baamwongeza bwe twagenderanga 1,000 tubadde kati tugendera 2,000 then bw'ofuna owa boda akuteekereko ebintu byo abikuleetere era naye akukyajinga wesanga nti transport yalinnyisibwa. Landlord baagana tusalirako ku ssente ogamba nti egyo emyezi bagitusonyiwe paka kati bakyagitubanja. Customers baakendeera wesanga nti abaana bebalinga baddayo ku masomero baagulanga nnyo obwo busandoozi obw'abaana abawala bwe batera okuwambala nga bagenda for preps. Kati tebukyatambula. Essaawa zino bizinesi weeri naye tetukola wabula engatto ze twasookanga okukola luli ze tubadde nga tutunda tugezaako okulaba nga tudda engulu nga bwe tunoonya n'engeri gye tufunamu ebitongole ebiyinza otukwasizaako tudda engulu.
COVID-19 has truly affected my business because I deal in clothing, and the best part is always the functions, the gatherings, which were phased out when COVID-19 came. So our customers were cut, were reduced. Actually, they zeroed down. So COVID-19 affected my business. We are in the recovery process right now.
Students were terminated from school as soon as we started the year. Following the termination, these are youth who we try to protect from getting wrong thoughts elsewhere. They started getting married, very sadly. Young men have married, are marrying young girls, and girls are getting pregnant without even getting married. To us, we feel pain in that. The staff cannot be sustained in this situation of COVID.
During the lockdown, it was a bit difficult. All the shops were locked down. If my particular business was locked down. Fortunately enough, just to survive with and being popular to customers, I was getting some contacts from from some customers who are demanding some clothes. Some clothes like for their scientific weddings and so on. They could call me, and then I thought of said, what do I do? Let me maybe, because I have one machine at home. So I tried to make for them from home.
During the lockdown, it was really total lockdown, locking everything. Nothing was moving. So we experienced, I call it poverty. People were not taking anything. I don't know how I can call it, but it really locked our businesses. It has really locked my business. And I haven't come out of it yet.
Twamaze ddala emyezi nga 6 nga tetukola. Omwezi nasobolanga okufuna $15,000 kyekitono nga COVID tannabakola ki nga tonnaba kujja. Kati COVID sobola okufuna $5,000 omwezi olw'ensonga customers tebakyalabikanga luli.
Per now, business has not yet got into normal. A few customers are just coming back to ask for the product since the biggest customers were schools, so we are still not doing well. Still we are operating at a rate of 50,000 because we have not yet stabilized.
So the thing just collapsed. Poof. It dropped abruptly, and we really felt the sag badly. In April, our sales were about 6 million. In June, we recovered a bit and we climbed back to 8 million. July, we came up with a new strategy and we got to 9 millions. Now we are at 13 millions.
Our turnover before COVID-19 was good. We were earning at least 700 to 1 million as our net income. But when COVID came in, we had a total low income.
So for now we are targeting restaurants. We are also getting some new customers who come, they buy our briquettes at a low price, they also go and sell. We have people who come and take trucks of briquettes. So we are targeting those ones. Then we are also targeting homesteads around. I talked about restaurants as well. Yeah, those are the people we are targeting mostly.
The target market before COVID-19 was mainly schools because they provided ready market, and since the product was really very good, the schools were our biggest client. We are now, our current market is now the local community, and then the few customers whom we are still in touch with from Kampala and Fort Portal.
Before COVID-19, we are targeting basically supermarkets, I should say, because our cosmetics, that's where we get most of the market from. We take to the supermarkets. And of course, not all supermarkets, let me say also the other shops. But after the COVID-19, we thought we had now a bigger mindset. We had to think of the other people, let's say like the schools, the hospitals, the clinics, those places that need sanitizers full time with them, and the liquid soaps. So let me say, before the COVID-19, we had, let me say, supermarkets and the shops themselves. Those were our targets. But afterwards, we thought of the schools that will need the sanitizers there also, and the liquid soap.
My target market before coronavirus was the youth, because most of the drinks we are producing are consumed by the youth. My current, as I said, is still the youth, because youth always consume the products we produce, the chipoli, the soya, the chamuka. It's the youth that consume these things we produce in the market.
Before the COVID-19 lockdown, we had so many target markets. One, we had the hospitality industry, especially the hotels, the restaurants, the bars. But because of the lockdown, those things were totally shut down. Then also we targeted schools, right from the pre-primary, the primary and the secondary, even other tertiary institutions. Then also now the ordinary citizens, like those who buy in small, like the half liter, 1 liter, the general public we targeted. Then also offices.
When COVID came, I changed my strategy because customers would not come for vitenges anymore, they would not come for their uniforms anymore. So I looked around, then that's when the face masks came. Immediately I trained my girls how we can make face masks, and we could make them very well. Then I also got some boys who could move around, they sell, they bring in money. Tomorrow we make every day like that, because the face masks were the order of the day. And then when I looked around, because washing hands was daily and all the time, I had the knowledge of making liquid soap. I ran home, I showed my girls how we can do it. Then we could make liquid soap in the morning, in the afternoon we come and do face masks, and then also the liquid soap, boys could move around, they sell the liquid soap.
And when you talk about diversifying, yes, majorly I have been services whereby I provide services mainly. I get clients, but because in tourism you can't say you're in transport only. We work together in, like, we're in a family. So someone else provides accommodation, someone else will do transport, someone else, when you go for accommodation, that's where everything is. Bed, then we have tour guides who we employ, we have the drivers. So I would like to diversify in a way that, in addition to what I've been doing, I can also provide accommodation. And that's where I'm stuck right now.
but it is my hope, it's my plan that I get to do something and I add on to making clients have accommodation when it's me who has provided it.
Of course, we are looking at the digital world. Everyone is becoming digital. Ussia came in, they kept on telling us to go to their market platform. So we are looking at the digital world. So you go to digital world, people can buy even when they're at home. You can make someone want to buy something. So even extend the products you make from party wear to lounge wear, clothes that they can stay with at home. So that's what we are looking at right now.
We used to grow mushrooms and urban farming, like growing greens and liquid soap making. At least that one is ongoing. Yeah, we make liquid soap. We sell it in the evening. When there's jam, at least we go there and we can make some little money.
Before COVID, we didn't have mushroom growing project. So when the briquettes were not moving so well during COVID, we are like, now, what else can we do? And we shall be able to make some income out of it. So we thought about starting mushroom growing project. We started, things that are eaten by people. So you cannot fail to get market. So when we started growing our mushrooms, people know now that these people grow mushrooms. They come and buy from here. We have some people we supply in shops. These people with midaras around, we also supply them after harvesting. So we thought about that during COVID. I didn't know how to grow mushrooms by that time. I went to Uganda Industrial Research Institute. I did my training for 1 week, and now I'm also a consultant.
Okay, we have tried to make announcements so that we can come back over the radio, through friends, through people we've talked. But maybe what I have not done to get a marketeer, because the business is still small. We had planned to get somebody who can talk for our business. That is a marketeer, I think. But when things came in like that, we have not managed to get somebody. So it has been through friends, through moving place to place if you can, verbally telling people what you do and asking them if they can buy from us.
We are making efforts to diversify our business here. One I want to quote is we are already linking ourselves to other networks because in my previous I'll say what the products we make we're making a few, but there's a sister similar business like this where we are going to learn other skills like weaving trays, sisal handbags, because these are products we still don't have here. We are moving into making briquettes, something that also will conserve the environment. So these other more skills plus more others, these other more skills we are trying to outsource is what we are thinking we're going to diversify in and make our business still grow.
Just to add on that, since previously I've been doing more other things, we're also planning to have more capacity building sessions to improve on what we already have. Since we're only making liquid soap, but we need to move to making bar soap, the bathing soap aspect. Then also to ensure that at least our customers have variety. Then also, since the leather works goes hand in hand with tailoring, that is also the next skill we want to venture into. Because we discovered as we are doing the leather works, we spend a lot of money taking those things to be made by other people. So we thought if we can have all in this under the same roof, it will greatly improve our work and reduce on cost of production.
We diversified our business by adding more products, by manufacturing more products to what we already had. It helped us to to keep the business going instead of collapsing. Because then if we had not started with, okay, when we diversified, we introduced the liquid soap and the sanitizers, which were on high demand at that time. It kept the business going.
Ngezezzaako okulaba nga tetukola ngatto zokka, tukola n'ebyenviiri, tulinawo n'ebyalaani eby'engoye, tutunga n'engoye. Wesanga nti tukola repair, tetutunga ngoye zino za kutunda naye nga tukola repair. Wesanga nti omuntu bw'ajja n'agamba ayagala muddaabiririza lugoye lwe, n'akuwaayo 5, n'akuwa 10, ezo n'ozifuna. Mu ngatto oli najja n'agamba nti njagala kunkolera repair oba njagala ngatto, n'ezo n'ozifuna. So bwe tutyo tubadde tugezezzaako okulaba nga buli wamu tutega tugezaako okulaba nti tuvaayo.
Diversifying my business, I looked at making other products but still in fashion. Like I said, maybe fashion accessories, maybe things people might need on a daily basis that are not affected by everyday life.
Bwe twalaba bino ebirukibwa tebitambula nnyo, nenzirako mu kulunda ngenda mu kyalo eyo, nengulayo obusolo bwange, nembuteekayo, nengulayo n'enkoko. Kuba kati ng'ebyo ebintu ebyokulunda era nabyo bijja kukola ki? Bitambula. Naye lwakuba nti tebinnaba kukula naye ng'essaawa yonna buli lunaku byeyongerako byeyongera okukola ki? Byeyongera okukula.
We have the challenge of members not turning up in a large number as we used to be. Also, we have the challenge of rent, because now the landlord wants to use money, but again, we still need the place. We have to look for it, but it's not easy to get it. And also the challenge of the COVID-19, because we no longer participate in the markets, like the East African markets as we used to do. Yes.
I have got so many challenges. When the business cannot produce, like cannot sustain itself, that means the customers are not there whom I can serve. The schools haven't also opened whom I thought I could serve in bulky. And then also the students whom I had, they couldn't pay even their little fees which they pay because they are not earning, and yet they come and they need still the skill. So I have to give them the skill, though they cannot pay.
At the moment, the biggest challenge, low turn up, low customers, and the few who comes, you have to negotiate. They have small money. The negotiation is a lot. If you want to win a tender, you have to negotiate. They have to reduce. The cake we used to sell at 1 million, now they want at 500. Yes, so the income is too low.
The challenge is when I'm not working, I'm not earning. So when I'm not earning, I'm not moving on. Yeah.
The challenges we are facing at the moment, of course, I can say financial. We would have loved to be bigger than how we are right now, but the finances do not allow that. We still have limited finances to put in more in the business. Another challenge we have is certifying, getting the certification of UNDS for our product. It's a lengthy procedure, and it's quite expensive, I should say.
The workers, I have a little bit few because I have to produce in a big sum of it. And the machines, I only have one machine which helps me out to steal those products. Those are the challenges right now I'm facing, which are making my production so low.
It's a negative attitude and perception of the youth towards hands-on skills. They think it is only for those who have never gone to school, and the best they can do is office jobs. So right now what we're trying to do is to tell them that actually the Uganda we're moving towards now is hands-on, where you're self-employed. I think once the mindset is changed, we shall be set to go and grow as a business?
At the moment, there are still many challenges. You have to make ends meet. So we still have a financial crisis. We still have to look for customers, which is very expensive right now because you have to do Facebook ads. You have to do all those things because people are at home. So you have to find a way to reach them, and advertisements that you have to pay for. So those are still the challenges that our businesses are still facing.
Kyasobola kuraisinga sente za rent. Wano tusasulawo $5,000 buli. Newesanga nti kati omwezi guggwako bw'oba osasuddeko amasannyalaze omwezi tuyinza okukozesa $5,000, 6, 7 kisinziira ku namba y'abakastomers be tufunye. Kati bw'omala amasannyalaze, amazzi, bw'omala okusasula ebyo byonna jjukira ate naawe olina okulya. Kati okulya of course kwe kusooka. Bw'omala ebyo byonna bigattagatta wesanga nti renti tetukyasobola mu raisinga nga bwe twali tukola before. Ate eri emabega batubanja giri emyezi gye twamala nga tetukola, ate n'egiri gye tukola wesanga nti renti tetukyasobola mu raisinga. Ye challenge eriwo.
Because the way I'm seeing, even this space, the space we got is half an acre. So it's not enough. Because I'm seeing the market for charcoal is there. So I'm seeing this space in the future will not be enough for us, and we may need to look for a bigger piece of land for more expansion. Then also, when we were putting up these structures, we also got some financial assistance. We got some loan from microfinance, so we have to pay back. So that's why we have to be very serious in whatever we do, so that we are able to clear where we got the money that we use it to do everything here.
I have not had anything for the stimulus, you've called it stimulus packages for women only. But I've heard about Emyoga, which is cutting across, and I'm in Emyoga, yes, but we haven't achieved or attained anything yet.
Yes, we've heard about the programs that the government is providing for the businesses, but we've not benefited from them, I should say. We've heard about Emyoga, I should say. The money is there, we are told, but then it's not easily accessible if you go as an individual. It needs like a group.
When we went at our division, they seemed to be selective. It's as if they know or they have their particular groups who get that money. Because when you look at it, it's as if you get that money, there is at least a percentage you need to give to somebody who helps you.
Hearsay, I will say hearsay. I hear them when people are talking about them, but I haven't really got to understand them. I don't know if the information is even out there. I don't know who is giving that information, but it's in hearsay. I've heard, but not in detail.
Ennaku zino ekiriwo kyempulira batugamba twekolemu ebibiina kye bayita myoga, abasaluuni twekolemu ekibiina, ab'ebyalaani nabo beekolemu, ab'engatto ffenna twekolemu ekibiina tumale tukole myoga basobole otuyamba. Naye kati weesanga nti ffenna tetufaanaganya ndowooza. Ng'ojja kubayinga idea munno omugambe jangu twewandiise agaane. Ne weesanga nti nno programu weeri naye olw'okuba nti tetufaanaganya ndowooza tetuyambiddwa. Then waliwo ne programu endala, waliwo ku Gomboleyo waliyo ssente za UWEP. Weesanga nti bakuwa ssente za UWEP zikuyambeko okwekulaakulanya. Naye ezo ssente za UWEP weesanga nti emisoso mingi ate nga tebasobola era zikuwa kinnoomu. Singa baali basobola zikuwa kinnoomu kyatwandiyambiddwa. Naye kati muyina okubeera nga muli mu guruupu basobole ozibawa. kyokka ate group buli muntu alina endowooza ye kati n'obeera nga tosobola za accessinga.
Like I have heard of the myoga, I have heard of salary loans, I have heard of WEP, the money that is given as a loan to women. Like the WEP money, it is for women, but it is not seen. Because myself, I proceeded with the ladies. I have a group of 30. We went ahead. We have got, this is the file for WEP as you see it. Since I think March, we have the file. I tried to follow the file because I'm the chairperson. And then when it came to the municipality, they told me they are not now in need of those files, so we have your files here. Now we are thinking of sending them to Kampala. They go on like that.
I heard about it, but it's more of a loan, whereby when you are in financial crisis like the way we are, it's very hard again to start borrowing money. When the turn up is too low, the business is low, you get that money, the money will disappear. So I have not utilized that chance of getting that money. You have to put interest. Yes. I have not benefited.
We have heard about the different government programs being given to youth and the women. Among others, I would say in yoga, which is of recent. Many groups have been formed here. We have heard about that. We have also heard about the Uganda Women's Entrepreneurship Program, which is for women. It targets only women. We have also put our ears around the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, which is targeting the youth. So we are knowledgeable about this government interventions.
Then in addition, we also have the community demand-driven program, which is termed as CDD, which targets the youth and the women. Then there's also NUSAF, which is Northern Uganda Social Action Fund 3, whereby it is a policy at least 50% of the beneficiaries should be women. Unfortunately, in Arua district, which is now the city, the program is not running because of some other technicalities.
There are a number of reasons why we have not benefited from these programs. One among others is the bureaucracies involved in these programs. The recent I will explain is in yoga. We as a ward, we struggled to benefit from in yoga, but because of the bureaucracies, we are not able to submit our forms. They're right up here. When you reach these offices where these programs are being undertaken, nobody gives you a definite information that this is what you're supposed to do and these are the channels you're supposed to follow. So because of these bureaucracies, my business here, our business here has failed to benefit from this program. And then number two, information gap. Normally when these programs come on board, the people who are assigned to lead these programs, I would say for our case, Arua district, they do not share the correct information or the actual information with the beneficiaries. So you will find at times you don't hear these things, or you will hear them but you will not know the correct procedures to follow to benefit from these programs. I will not limit myself, but I will add more. There is, I would say, a bit of corruption also involved in these activities too. When these programs come on board, we are well aware that they tell us it is for free. But as you start undertaking these activities, you will find somebody is already asking you, you're supposed to pay this for that. You are supposed to pay this for that. And when it comes when you don't have the money is already on ground, you will end up not submitting your forms. So this is what basically has made us not to benefit from these activities yet.
We haven't benefited from the government stimulus program of Emyoga because the money that is sent to the circle is little, very little, compared to what we as the group of Divine Body Products we will need. Because what we are looking at is what we need to do, the money that we want is actually more than what the whole circle of the women entrepreneurs is supposed to get.
Ne business yange singa nfuna chance oba ne bayo NGO ezigaba obuyambi ezo nefuna esente capital nanga wamba nsobola okukola ki okuyimuka.
My business, not talking about myself alone, we need capacity building and training domestically. Tourism is the biggest and foreign currency earner, but we, the people who own what the foreigners come to see or for, we are not informed about the benefits or the small things that people look for to bring those dollars to this country. So me as a player in it, I would want, if I'm to go on, even when I'm in my own business, training, capacity building, let people know about their country. I personally, I have not gone to Chidepo, but you know you can't sell in services, you can't sell what you don't know. Huh?
Giving funding to SMEs through their associations. At least let the associations have a say to recommend or to, I think to recommend or to approve or to support SMEs. If now I want money, why not through Ussia or you will or Uganda Manufacturers Association, and let us be given adequate money for the projects, not just a few, like people want to give maybe the assets, and then what about the other operational costs? Because if you want to expand, definitely you don't have enough money, and these days we don't have money for expansion because you can see our income is down. Personally, I would want done for my business is free advertising. Hey, let me have a program running on UBC, on Spark TV, sponsored by the government, showing the products I have. Let me give them talk airtime to talk about the health benefits or the values of the products, where they are found, and like that.
If there is something that the government is bringing out and it's to benefit all of us, then they should inform the public. They should put it out there, information. They should put it out there. Then if it's out there, they should, like if it's money or a loan or a grant. Actually, right now we need a business grant. We don't even need loans because you're giving us a loan, but when is even the business picking? So we still to that. We need business grants from the government so that we can pick up our businesses and we keep running. Right now, I need a website because I need to reach people who I couldn't reach before. Before I could sit here and wait for walk-in customers. Ever since COVID-19, I haven't even received one walk-in customer.
Maybe to reduce the tax because even of late they came and corrected license 170,000 from this small business. Even if you plead how, so they said we need our money.
The government should come out and support people who are really resilient in this period, have tried to create employment for young people, to create employment for women, so they should also think about them and support us.
Nteesa gavumenti abakyala abeetandikiddewo obulimu obutonotono nga ffe etukenderezeeko ku misolo bwe kiba kisoboka ffe engeri bizinesi zaffe gye zitakola magoba emisolo bagire nga bagituggyako tubeere nga ffe bano abava ebwerwe ne bajja ne bakoleramu ne babasonyiwa emisolo naffe bagitusonyiwe. Ekirala batuweeyo grants, babeere nga batuwaayoko ku grants ez'enjawulo, then batuukirire n'ebitongole byaffe ebigezaako tufe ffette eno wansi nga Ussia
bongera obyesiga n'okubeera nga babiwa information kubanga bo babawa ekintu kituuka eno wansi bongera obikozesa ennyo.
What can be done to my business sincerely? If they could give us at least machine loan. I suggest also if there is that chance, if there is no free, they can give us loan. Loan machinery, and then if they can give us like asset machinery.
They need to recognize us, yes. Though they may think we are so inferior, but we are not inferior because these things we do, you can go and meet a graduate from Makere, he can't or she can't do anything like these things we are doing. Let at least them value we women and the girls. And also, they should not attach so many papers there because most of us didn't go to school. Yes. At least let them use both languages, Uganda and English. Yes. Because there are certain things which we cannot do, like now writing proposals. You need to hire somebody to come and help you, whereby it's very expensive.
Reopening of schools would be one of the biggest markets, and it would help us to come back to business. And then also, if there are other players out who can support businesses like this to uplift the standard lifestyle of women, the standard of living of women. Provision of machinery is key to the progress of our business. The products that we use, all are not produced locally. They come from outside with very high taxes. And we as the final consumers, we are the ones who pay for all those costs. So if there could be market subsidies for products that we are using, like because we use petroleum, sometimes we use wax, and all these are not produced here in Uganda. So if there are subsidies, or I don't know whether they are called the tax holidays or reduction in taxes, they would help our businesses to grow.
Like me, let me talk about myself and my business. You can see where we are. I would like to have a good place for working in. I'm having a simple room, but I would like to have machines. If I got a grant from this project and individually, not in, because as I said, groups take time. But if you are an individual, you can move and start something. Given a chance to buy those machines so that we can be to standard. I'm sure if I made good wine, people would run for it. We can even export, reach an exportation target.
I best think award can be hoped to come back to a better state. One, and that is the foremost, is capacity building. If you look at award, it's a very young organization which uses rudimentary tools for producing its products. Like when we're talking about the leather works, we lack the machinery. We use these knives which cobblers use manually to cut those things, the gluing. When you're like making the finishes, the scoring, you use like sandpaper, and we're never exposed to those other sophisticated machines which we needed, and as such, we take longer to produce our products. And when you look at it, the level of our productivity is very low. And if we had like an opportunities, like I'm grateful when I went to Muzadi, and during the girls training, we're able to network. We have other people who have reached some level. We have a guy in Hoima who has set the whole leather industry, and he has all those machines. If they could take us maybe to go and learn from such entrepreneurs, and later on they avail us with those machines, we'll be able to improve. Then besides, we also need other capacity buildings. Like since we started, we also have challenges with. We do record keeping rights. We have cash books and the rest, but we have never audited. If also they can provide us pro bono services in future, so that our books can be audited, and which audit books accounts we can use to lobby for more funding to the organization, it will help.
I would also add on that and say, being a young entrepreneur, I would say, because we're young in the business, we will still need support in funding if it is available anyway. Why will we need funding? One, we will need funding to acquire some of those machinery, given that we are given the capacity in usage of them. And then two, we will use this capital or funding to grow the business, expand the business, and also reach to other people and train them also, because with the hands-on skills there is employment, self-employment, which we think can easily come if somebody takes keen interest in such groups.
I'd love to take this opportunity to take my big thanks to Ussia, Uganda Small Scale Industry Association, Uganda, and TRIAS. If it wasn't for Ussia and TRIAS, I wouldn't be exposed. My products wouldn't get exposed. I wouldn't get friends. I wouldn't get the opportunities I've got in Ussia. I'm so thankful.